Hey folks, Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and you can see the camera is here in the front. So that means it's going to be time to do some unboxings, and boy, do I have something probably the likes of which you have never seen before. And I am like a kid in a candy store. You can't tell, but what I have here probably weighs about 15 pounds. And it is some brand new, potentially, depending on where you live on the internet, never before seen terrain scale models for your D&D game or your fantasy game. And they are all precision cut actual wood material that clicks together, no tools, no adhesive needed. It's coming out to Kickstarter soon. I've got advanced copies to go through. And all I want to tell you is this one says Ballistue. And from what I can tell, it actually fires. So if you want to see what's contained in all of these, you're going to want to stay tuned. I'm going to jump to a close cam because this is just going to be nuts. So you can see right here that the company we're referencing is I Built It. This is a company that has these really cool flat pack minis that we're going to be, or like terrain and things we're going to be looking at. And they have something called the Medieval Europe Architectural Model Kits and Gaming Terrain. And that will be coming to Kickstarter soon. October 13th is how soon. Got the confirmation on the date. Right here we have the Scorpion. This is a Ballistue siege engine. You can see that it's a difficulty level of 2 out of 5 stars. And it actually comes with it and a little dragon that you can knock over. Now, I'll be honest, we may have to speed this up and cut some things out. I've never done this. This is the first one. I have 2 others to go through. I also know that, especially for their actual house based in like building terrain, they offer them in painted and unpainted varieties. So let's go ahead and open this up. It's all clicked together. Supposedly got that satisfying mechanical connection, and it doesn't require tools to remove them from the flat pack or to connect them together. And the reason, and you can see right here, no glue, no paint, no tools. So we can see on the back here, this looks like this one is stained here. So 2 Ballistue inside the box. So we've got a little band here around the top. So we'll just go ahead and cut this on the top and down here on the bottom. And we'll see what we look at. I know you guys don't like seeing unboxings, because we've never seen this before. So we're gonna go ahead and lift off this top here. If we can get the top off. Did I not cut it all the way through? I did not cut it all the way through. That's on me, not them. All right, here we go. Taking the top off. And then we can see in here, we have flat pack laser precision cut pieces here. This says A on the top and A here, and then we have instructions right here. And then we have, here is B. I assume this is, again, A and B is the 2 different Ballistue. And then here on the bottom, we have our dragon mini that we can shoot and actually will fall over when we hit it. And then in the bottom is just some foam. So what I'm going to do is look through the instructions here, start seeing this. I will put a time, or I'll start timing myself to see how long it takes me to create one of these. And I may just do time-lapse footage of me putting one together and then tell you what it is in real time. And then we'll see. It looks like actually they are 2 different styles of Ballistue. It looks like maybe not. No, I think I just need pieces from both. So, okay, here goes. All right, so had a little struggle. Biggest struggle was tying this string. It kind of frayed slightly. So we see we now have all of our ballista bolts assembled on the top here. We zoom ourselves out a little bit. You can see I've put in the dragon. I have an extra ballista bolt. So I believe we ratchet this piece back here. We pull our string back till we lock it in down there, like that. And that is supposed to, I think we slot our ballista bolt in there, and then I think if we just push down on this lever, it'll fire. Whoa! Okay, that's got some power. Also, I don't know if you could tell, but the dragon, it's designed to fall over. It has this little kind of pivot base, so it drops. Okay, so let's try that again. We're gonna pull back our string. This is just a typical crossbow configuration. You can see on the bottom there's a little slot, so we pull back our string until we get it in the slot, and then it's sitting in there, and then when we push down on this lever, that will release the string. And there's a little channel right here where you take your ballista bolt and you sort of just slot it in the channel here, like that. I'm assuming you want to try to get it to lay flat in there. If you can, it's sitting in there. And then we press the button and we fire. Now, I don't know how much range this little guy has, but here, I'm gonna move the target out of the way, and we're just gonna shoot at this piece of cardboard here and see. So this is a fully functional ballista. Now, you know, if you're truly trying to be accurate to like a 28mm mini, like a D&D style mini, and I may have tied these a little shorter on one side than the other, so that may lead to the accuracy, but ready, here we go. Like, that's got some power to it. This thing is awesome. So just to give you a frame of reference, right? Here's a WizKids Goliath, right? To show you. So clearly this particular mini to this ballista, I don't know, and the ballistas and the weaponry and stuff like that, like the trebuchets, I can imagine they're probably pretty large. I guess maybe if this is like a dragon slayer, you know, ballista, you could be back here operating this big ass thing to shoot down dragons. And really, I mean, it came with a dragon target, so I guess that's the case. This could be mounted on top of an airship or something like that. Plus, I mean, it's got working rolling wheels. Like, this thing is, and I have enough to put a whole nother piece together. Is amazing. I think on the clock, you know, I dropped a piece. I had to go find it, and I struggled a little bit. So if I build it, I might maybe do something to maybe singe the tips of these with a lighter or something to kind of slick the tip, just a little bit easier. They tout themselves on not needing any tools, and I did this without any tools. A needle or some sort of pin or something small that could help push the rope through would definitely help. But all in all, it still works. It's solid, and I don't know, you probably couldn't hear it, or maybe you could in the sped up video, but how hard it clicks together. Like, this thing is, like, here, actually, I can probably take the ballista bolt out. Well, you can hear that. And I'll put this ballista bolt back inside here, and you can just hear how it goes in. Like, that's a solid audible click. It's tactile, it's audible, you know when things are put together. So we've got the Rook here, medieval Europe castle tower. So that's this entire thing, which looks like it's got a ballista on the roof. And you can even see like the degree and the texture on the stone here. This is a level 3 build. Then we have, oh, it was creaky timbers. Okay, this is a townhouse. This is a 2. But I believe ours comes painted, so we're gonna get the red roof tile and the kind of white front. And, oh, it was Barbican, I was right, okay. The Barbican, a castle gatehouse. So here is the final piece all put together. You can see if I grab it here, I can lift off the top. Bottom's just sitting on a plinth here. We have a door that opens and shuts with a staircase to go upstairs. Our next level just kind of sits in there. Take this level off. You can see inside there, there is a hole in the center of each one in case you want to add, whether, you know, just standard light fixtures just for like minis or actual light up light fixtures. Then we have our top piece comes off here. We can set this back down, set it aside, and then my favorite part, I go ahead and spin us around here, is the very top here. You can see it's the shingles kind of get in the way of the house, but if you were to take the top off completely, you can fold down the sides to get inside the attic. And you can see you've got kind of coming up from the downstairs, and then you've got a ladder to get up to this upper level, and then this just kind of clamshells shut, and then it just goes, sits right back on the top there, and there is your house. Just so you know, as you're putting this together, because this was all laser cut wood, that means it was in theory burnt. So as I'm putting it together, I get the smell of like burnt wood or cut wood. And as a woodworker, I absolutely love that smell. So this is just pushing all the right buttons for me. So you can see here, these are fully modular. This drawbridge, if we pull in the back, will go up, and then it can come down. The portcullis in here, I don't know if I can do this one-handed, but it does raise up out of the way. The interior doors open, the interior door opens. These, you can push these down so they're a little more secure, like that, but you can also take these off if you want. We can actually take and put in the top here our catapults that we made. As part of it, the catapult will spin around. These obviously disconnect and can move all around. Pretty cool. And then over here, we can see these, again, all modular pieces. Once again, these pieces here on the top, they pop off. I don't actually have the bridge here. This is like a gatehouse. This is actually not a gatehouse. This is actually supposed to be suspended up across here. Basically, what you'll have to do is you see these little holes here? There are little tiny inserts that go inside there, and then I just didn't do the knockouts on the sides here, so they'll kind of be sort of, I guess like a tenon in woodworking. You'll put them in there, and then they'll sit in here, and then you'll kind of sandwich these two together, and this should actually be, you know, up off the ground like this. But just for the sake of time and being able to get this video out, I did not do that. This also, same thing, this lean-to piece, same thing. You can see the little pegs here. They're supposed to go into holes on the side. I put one piece over here. There is also like a tower that's supposed to sit over here, as well as like a little balcony that you could take and put like right here if you wanted in front of one of the windows. Very cool stuff. Again, super modular. It's nice to be able, if you wanted to. Oh, you know what? I didn't build it either. There was a miniature similar to what we have with our catapult, which does fire. We have a miniature ballista that works similar to the large ones that we built at the beginning that actually can sit in one of the rooftop wells. And again, that's sort of the benefit of these things being modular. Like I could take the top off of this one and the top off of that other one. Oops, I got a ladder in there. But, you know, it'll sit down. And now we have a catapult on here. And you know, we could take this one off of here if we wanted. Take the second floor, and if we wanted to build the tower up higher, we could pop the top off of this tower here. Again, figures, they're so hard to do when I'm trying to do this one-handed. And then we could make our tower even taller if we wanted to. So there are lots of options as far as modularity goes for all of these different products. Once again, a thank you to the I Built It team for sending these over for review purposes. Also, be sure to, again, to check out the Kickstarter when it launches on October 13th. I did want to point out that they do have a website. I've got it right here. And you can see this shows some of the older versions, right? This is the kind of older, not as textured versions. You can see the catapult significantly more, more simplistic in comparison. But you can see some of the current versions of the different things that they currently have. And while some of these are already, you'll recognize some of these as the ones that I have, like the Rook, the tower. This is one that I have. I showed you at the end there. Here's the Barbican gatehouse that I showed you as well. These look like these are the only ones that are available currently. There used to be more options, but this Kickstarter is really to support their version 2 product. And remember how I told you that the that these products were all modular, and I showed you in that last video that I just did how you could basically stack them all on top of each other to go as high as you want. Well, the modularity that comes with the version 2, I'm just confirming as we speak here, but the modularity that comes with it is, it already has, as you saw, the vertical modularity where you can take pieces off and things like that. The new version 2 modularity deals with horizontal modularity. So yeah, V1 is non-modular other than the couple things we've shown. Castle series can be joined in the horizontal plane. None of the other models can be joined together. The V1 doesn't have the facade grid, which is these kind of nice stone texture. Let's see, V1 does not have interchangeable facades, and modular road and pavement system that's coming out with it will not work with the version 1. So again, the version 2 Kickstarter launches on October 13th, and that will have all of the version 2 things. I really like these products because if you've seen my D&D room, I have a wall full of minis and drawers full of D&D and RPG terrain that I don't have time to paint. While I would consider myself crafty, I don't also have the time to sit there with foam tiles and cut foam tiles into terrain. I don't have that kind of time, and if I did, I still wouldn't have the time to turn it into something that I'd want to have my players playing with. So this is great if you're like me and you don't have time. If you want something quick and you need something like a castle structure of some kind with some crenellations on the top, maybe a working catapult or not, this will be a quick and easy thing that you're able to do. If you're not crafty and you don't like painting and you don't have like a good eye or a mind for wanting to do this, this is a great option for you because it all comes together pretty quick. As again, the more I did these, the faster I got, to the point where I could build, like, basically, if we were to take a tower like this, build a tower like this, I could build this kind of tower in about a half an hour. Because once you kind of get in the rhythm, you figure out where things are going to go. And the instructions are there to help, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. And you can just click everything together. Nice and easy. So, anyway, and if you're worried about stuff coming apart, right? Like if you're worried about this top piece coming off, that's probably not a good case because it's designed to do that. But if you're worried about internal pieces or things shifting around that you don't want to shift, while it does not require you to use any kind of fasteners to work, there's nothing to say, like, if you're like, I really don't want this piece to shift, you couldn't drop a little bit of super glue on it and just do it that way. So anyway, links in the description for the Kickstarter early page to sign up, as well as the I Built It website. Let me know what you all think in the comments down below, and I will see you all next time.